Malaysia's economic outlook for the second half of 2017 is looking up, and Nomura says this is expected to support the anticipated 14th general election. The agency's senior economist for the region says the likelihood of BN winning more seats is a real possibility if the election is called this year. Nomura has forecast a higher GDP growth for Malaysia, which is an upward revision from 4 to 5.3%, and this will likely work in BN's favour in its bid to remain in power. However, he believes the economy is unlikely to see much fiscal support despite it being a possible election year. This is because a very tight fiscal policy is necessary for the government to maintain its budget deficit target of 3%. A win by the ruling party is likely to be positive for investors, as PM Najib will be able to maintain fiscal reforms such as the GST and subsidy rationalisation. Apart from that, he thinks shock from 1MDB scandal and ongoing suits from the US DOJ appear to be tapering off. Bursa-bound Lotte Chemical Titan is scaling back on the number of shares it'll offer for its IPO. It's striking out 160.48 million shares from its institutional offering, which bring the total number of shares down by 21.7% from 740.48 million previously to 518 million. The company will be making a buyback offer for shares subscribed by any investors affected by this latest development. At a previous indicated price of 8 ringgit per share, the smaller IPO will reduce the total funds to be raised from 5.9 billion ringgit to 4.64 billion ringgit. The institutional offering will close at 10 PM today, whereas the price determination date will take place tomorrow. Felda Global Ventures Board of Directors have decided to let a domestic inquiry panel handle a probe into alleged accounting irregularities involving their top officials. FGV said in a Bursa filing, the board decided to refer the cases of CEO Zakaria Arshad and CFO Ahmad Tifli Muhammad Talha to the panel after evaluating both their replies to the show-cause letters. During the inquiry, the board will not comment or interfere with the process. The board shall only provide the necessary announcement when the panel has presented its findings to the board and a resolution has been reached. The procedure will take about 2 months to complete. Meanwhile, FGV also sent a note of caution to Zakaria, reminding him that during his leave of absence, he is still an employee of FGV and governed by the company's Code of Business Conduct and Ethics for Employees. The company says this prohibits Zakaria from behaving in an immoral, unethical, or irresponsible manner which may tarnish the group's reputation. It also forbids him from displaying insubordination or disobeying instructions received from superior. Masing's plan to develop a 2.5 billion ringgit residential project near Stadium Shah Alam is off the table. The developer mutually terminated an SMP agreement with Great Doctrine Malaysia for the 85.43-acre Sultan Salahuddin Abdul Aziz Shah Golf Course land. This after the land conversion approval and consent to transfer were not fulfilled. It said this would allow it to focus on affordable homes in other developments rather than high-end products. In a separate development, Masing also acquired an 11.2-acre plot of land in Cheras for 263.5 million ringgit. It plans to turn it into M Vertica, an integrated development. The group also acquired a 10.9-acre tract in Bukit Mertajam Penang for 43.8 million ringgit to be developed into a business park. The two projects have a combined GDV of 2.35 billion ringgit. More parties named in the 1MDB fiasco. According to the Wall Street Journal, companies linked to the UAE ambassador to the US, Youssef Al Otaiba, are alleged to have received millions from firms linked to 1MDB. It wrote the documents shows companies connected to Otaiba received 66 million USD from offshore companies that investigators in the US and Singapore have said contain funds misappropriated from 1MDB. The report, citing court and investigative documents, said the purpose of the money transfers was not specified. Wall Street Journal reported that a spokesperson for the UAE embassy in the US declined to address the evidence of the financial transfers. The spokesperson was quoted saying the embassy notes the existence of numerous orchestrated dossiers that have been prepared in recent weeks targeting the ambassador and which are purported to contain hacked emails.